Okay, so it's finally here. The Peacemaker Season 2 finale, Episode 8. So this episode begins with Christopher Smith and Amelia Harcourt on a date at a restaurant, and then they are seemingly doing well together romantically. They do a bunch of shots, and Harcourt and Chris are walking around, and they stumble upon an epic boat party, and they decide to go there. And we find out that at this boat concert party, they kiss each other, and it's a very emotional moment for Peacemaker because he is in love with Harcourt. Then we cut to after Peacemaker has been in prison. He thinks he's the angel of death and that he's cursed because all this bad stuff happens to him. But Leota Adebayo and Vigilante decide, and by the way, it's a great detail that Vigilante in this episode has a Nintendo Switch 2. He's a gamer. Leota Adebayo convinces Vigilante to use the blood money from the drugs, the traffickers, the criminals, and use the millions of dollars that they have to bail Chris, Peacemaker, out of jail. Even though while he's in the jail, he doesn't want to be visited by anyone, even his best friends. And they go, Rick Flag and his crew, they're going through the quantum unfolding chamber and opening every door. They open door 22, and it ends up being a Candyland universe where there's these weird little monsters that kill one of Rick Flag's crew that's been a character throughout the season. In fact, a bunch of Rick Flag's crew die from various things in the other universes. And as soon as Chris gets bailed out with the money that Leota Adebayo and Vigilante used to bail him out, he decides he wants to leave. But Vigilante detains him by tackling him and tasering him, and then they have like an intervention telling him how much they love him and how much he matters to them and how much they care about him because they're the 11th Street kids. And then we get a really great character growth moment, dramatic scene, very emotional, with Leota Adebayo and her girlfriend, or her ex. And then we have when Peacemaker decides to, stay and be friends with them, we get the most epic musical montage ever with all the new group that's formed, the 11th Street Kids at Checkmate. And it's Agent Flurry, Sasha Bordeaux, John Economos, Amelia Harcourt, Vigilante, Leota Adebayo, Christopher Smith, and Rip Jagger. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. And so they're all together now. And it's all really happy. They go to a concert, and the band playing is Foxy, Shazam, Oh Lord, which is the intro dance, the intro to every episode of the season. And it's all really happy, and then Peacemaker gets a bag over his head, and he gets kidnapped by Rick Flag's crew, and Rick Flag forces Peacemaker to go to Salvation. And I believe that's what it's called, this universe, this world called Salvation. It's like Earth. And the episode surprisingly ends with Chris. They shut the door where he can't get out from the universe, and he is stuck in Salvation, and it cuts to black. So that's a heck of a cliffhanger. So because James Gunn wrote and directed this, and I was getting pumped when the music was playing, like that epic final montage with them all together walking in slow motion, I would give this episode of television a 10 out of 10. So we will see what happens next for the DCU. In James Gunn we trust.